Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to some more Dungeons of Dredmor. So, I think we've learned a little bit of a lesson in that, man, these swashbuckly type skills just do not seem to work as well for us. This time, we're going to be starting with ShieldBearer as our kind of primary skill here. So I think what would go well with shields? We still need a weapon. So I'm thinking like maybe maces, or you get real silly and dual-wield shields. That might be kind of interesting. Master-at-Arms to leave us as like a little shielded bundle of armor. That might be cool. Let's try that. So we'll grab Viking Wizardry and Smithing. Maybe a little bit of tinkering, so we'll be like a mage-ish kind of armored guy. Do we want to get maybe an offensive spell? Is there anything that shoots lightning? That would be interesting. We could do like a Odin-y kind of Norse thing. I don't think so. Maybe Laywalker to just beef up our little bit of Viking Wizardry that we have. Yeah, let's give this a shot. So we haven't really done anything that was sort of a magic and muscle hybrid yet, so maybe this will be cool. We'll go ahead and Reddit Math our eyebrowed hero, and we'll hop in here. Okay, Power of Magic Steel, Thunder and Storm. With the triumph of your magic steel, spell grants your attacks the power of lightning and your defense against the same. So let's go ahead and cast that. Okay, so it's something that we've got to like keep up. Okay, it's fairly expensive to cast, and I don't think our mana regen is going to be quite enough to keep it going at all times. Let's go ahead and drink a brew and pop down here. Now, we have seen the sort of swashbuckling rogue thing. As much as I like the idea of it, hasn't gone super well for us yet.
Critical hits.
The thing that's probably gone the best for us has been a magic user with sort of summoning skills, either the zombies or the mustache golems. Those two runs probably had the most success. The mustache golem, I feel like, was going fairly well until just randomly our mustachioed friend decided to betray us by stepping on a trap and getting us killed. Okay. Duck and cover increases defense after we're hit. That's our shield skill. Suit up we've done before. I actually liked suit up quite a bit. Summoning roots. Thaumaturgic tap to regain mana. Ingoteer, Art of Mining Cubes. You also picked up something about traps. Okay, so that'll be good. That'll allow us to still deal with traps as they pop up. Both Tinkerer and Smithing actually do. I think, though, we're going to get something a little bit more on the martial side of things. I'm going to do Suit Up again. I liked Suit Up the one run that we had it. I like that it doesn't require mana to use, that it's just a skill. I kind of get the idea of, you know, just sort of tightening up your armor and getting ready for battle. And if you take enough hits, you've got to just sort of tighten it back up again. Now, without the rogue skills, opening doors becomes kind of a pain in the ass, as they have a tendency to do a substantial bit of damage to us. Oh, and there was a trap that I did not see until I walked on it. And the zombie friend has spotted us. Oh man, that was rough. Yeah, okay. Double checking the items we started with. We did just pick up another shield, which is awesome. a simple wooden shield. Not quite as good as our wooden shield, of course, but it is something. Grab all the loot from here. Got some wizard keys. Great. A lever that apparently did nothing. An infernal potion. And right next to some instructions for making Pyromancer's gauntlets. I don't know if that's coincidental or not, but if it is, that's a hell of a coincidence. Alright. So, just stomping around on the first floor, I'd say we're doing pretty well. Not entirely sure what it takes to succeed on the sort of warrior-focused builds. I really don't know how it's going to look like in a monster zoo. Like, that's, of course, it's the thing that really make or breaks us right now, is that second floor monster zoo is our current challenge that we have yet to sort of figure out how to get around. I don't really have anything great for crowd control. I'm basically just going to have to stand in there and duke it out with everything. And I can imagine that ending rather poorly. Oh, and as we got the item for our side quest, we get ambushed by Diggles. But as you can see from that right there, we get several of them attacking us. It basically did no damage. We just blocked everything and then walked away. So, I don't know. Do you think, you know, we're just on the first floor right now as a level 2 character, and we're able to do that to Diggles? If we're level, like, 4 or 5 when we run into a monster zoo, are we going to be able to do the same? The War Master of Prunings. Polearm, huh? Okay. Got a line of lobbies here to deal with. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know whether or not a purely defensive build is going to be able to keep up with the monster zoos. I will just kind of have to play a little bit of wait and see on that one. I can certainly see how that could go very poorly for us, but maybe it'll work itself out. You know, as long as we've got a little bit of luck, like as that sort of demonstrated. If we could get into the fight, eat a maybe like Arctic Vortex. Let's try to get Arctic Vortex before we get down to the second floor. I think we're probably going to grab Thaumaturgic Tap and then Arctic Vortex. That way, because we seem to be doing pretty well on just the straight melee right now. We'll use that to replace the shoddy of our 2 shields. But we seem to be doing pretty well right now on just straight melee combat with these guys on the first floor. So that's good. We're just starting skills. I'd say we're already fine for the first floor. We really need to just be thinking about how we're going to deal with a lot of enemies, and maybe with a little bit of luck, if we can run into a monster zoo when we've got, you know, like a dire sandwich to eat that, it'll be 29 health or something that'll be regenning for us. So that'll be a pretty substantial boon towards our health. And then if, like, in the middle of that fight we could just gain a level, that might give us exactly what we need to push through. I don't know, though. Otherwise, it's in the back of my mind, but I hesitate to even say it out loud, as it sort of gives it a sense of reality. But otherwise, maybe going rogue is not for me right now. You know, I normally am the kind of person who I like playing games on their higher difficulty levels. Usually the casual experience is not really what I'm wanting. So I hope to be able to do the same thing here. And, of course, I don't know. Like, maybe there are just a handful of builds that are really suitable for going rogue and not... You know, you can't just make it work with whatever you want, and we haven't really been making super great builds or anything. You know, maybe those first 3 or 4 levels where I'm sort of just saying, well, I don't really know what this skill is going to do, but like, let's try it out. Maybe you need instead, well, that's cool. We got some more lightning added to it, which is very nice. Going along very well with our magic steel ability. You know, maybe you've got to make some very specific choices over the first 2 or 3 levels to ensure that you've got what it takes to make it past floor 2. I could see that being the case, and you know, we certainly haven't been doing that. You might have to do your character build specifically thinking about, like, okay, you know, which of these skills is going to be the one that allows me to get past the first monster dungeon. Oh, wow. 15 HP and 2 HP regen. Of course, it's like 15,000 Zorkmids. We're not wearing pants right now, so, I mean, we could grab that. That would seem to make sense. We also don't have any gloves, although those are pretty costly. Adds haywire chance. Those are triggered a highly unstable resonance cascade event. I'm guessing that's like critical hits for spells, you know. That would probably make sense. And then 5 of another thing that I don't recognize. Am I just overlooking it? I don't think so. I don't know what that other thing is. It's kind of weird. Let's go ahead. I know we've got tinkering and smithing skills, but I don't think we're really at the point of the game where we need to worry about that too much. Like, we're not making it far enough to be worried about crafting things. Yeah, just go ahead and get rid of the wands. I don't have any wand skills or anything, so maybe that's for another build. We'll go ahead and buy a pair of pants, just because we don't have pants right now. The gloves would be outside of our price range and not really suitable to our character builds, so we'll just leave them be. Sorry, Michael Jackson. Your gloves are not for me. We do have an opportunity to heroically vandalize a few things. Actually, a few things. There's 2 statues down here in very close proximity. Oh, yeah. Alright, now what did I say? We're going to grab Thaumaturgic Trap, and then next level we'll grab the Vortex.
Critical hits.
For hopefully an opportunity... No, that was smart of me. Hopefully for an opportunity to have something suitable for the monster zoos when we run into them. Otherwise, maybe we just need to consider having. Ooh, that is hurting quite a bit. I'm trying to tap. Could root this guy.
Critical hits running out.
Okay. Ooh, that was close. But I did manage to get him rooted to the spot. I can back off a little bit here. Hadn't been keeping up on my spells. Oh, that only regains me 5. And it's siphoning. Affecting your knowledge of ley lines, you're siphoning vital essence from the ethereal realm. Try not to anger any outer beings by doing this too much. Yeah, okay.
Your health is critical.
Ooh. Alright, we'll just back off for a little bit here. We did eat, so we're regaining health for a few more turns. That's weird. You got like a question mark above his head for a second, and then spaced out. So that doesn't do any damage, it just roots them to the spot. Okay. You know, there might be some cool tactical stuff to do. Where did that diggle come from?
Critical hit.
There might be some cool tactical stuff to do with like routing stuff to the spot so that we only have to deal with like one enemy at a time in one of the zoos. Like I could see that sort of working. We're able to chomp down on some cheese. That guy definitely... Oh, come on now. That guy definitely did put a damper on our HP overall. But, you know, he was kind of a special enemy. Of course, usually with as many enemies as are in the monster zoos, there are several of those. We got killed by one of the, like, mustache guys and a thrusting guy teaming up on us. I just realized we got killed by being double teamed by a thrusting guy. That's really, really worrisome. Alright. So, I mean, maybe he'll be the standard difficulty of some of the guys in the Monster Zoo, but this is like the side quest guy. So I can't be too beaten up over him being a little bit more difficult. You know, it's not like he got us killed or anything, he just required us to use some items and think about our skill choice. And our reward was a piece of armor that's not really applicable to our build. Okay. You know, there also might be the consideration that just every run on Going Rogue can't be a winning run. That a little bit of it has got to be luck. Okay, that got us 2 more armor absorption. That's actually quite nice. But yeah, maybe there's, you know, a little bit of luck regarding specifically item pickups in the early levels. Like, if we had gotten a decent enough sword or something when we were trying to be all swashbuckly, maybe that would have made the difference. Who knows? Okay. Dungeon layout's being a bit weird. We're like all along the edges instead of any of the middle. Trap. Well, that was awfully nice of you, Mr. Blobby, to step on that trap a couple of times. Let's see if we can't get off of the acid. Go ahead and recast our suit up. That's still going strong. Might as well thaumaturgically tap. I mean, I don't know if that's just flavor text, the like try not to do it too much. Ooh, battered kite shield. Armor absorption. Yeah, that seems good. It lowers nimbleness and things like that, but we're not really going for dodging so much as block and armor absorption. Yeah, another dead end. That spot right down there. Let's see if we can't teleport a bit closer. Not exactly, but it's something. Oh, also we get this door. So maybe that was a bit closer. Ah, here would have been the aforementioned center of the dungeon that we were missing out on. Also I mean, it's cool for flavor text, you know, like knowing that we can take adventuring plants, add plastic, brimstone, and coal in order to make rubber pants. A fetishist's dream, but without really making those things, you know, maybe that's part of the strategy I'm missing right now, but without really making those things, I don't even know if it's worthwhile for us stopping to look at them. We have gotten, you know, considering we're dual-wielding shields at the moment, we've actually gotten some decent shields, so I can't complain too much about our armor pickups on this one. We're still missing a belt, gloves, shoes, and rings, and an amulet. So definitely some room to improve there. but it's not the worst I've ever had. Okay, and hopefully this is going to lead to more dungeoneering. Yeah. Okay, those aren't painful to step on or anything. Good to suss that out before it really matters. Ooh, now that looks like something I'd want right now. Embossed serpentine mail. Of course, I'd settle for just regular mail at this point, let alone all the items needed to make that into something super cool. Get a mace aluminum pipe weapon. Oh, neat. Again, some more dungeon art. I don't know why we can't just pick that thing up and hit people with it. If that's not a weapon, I don't know what is. Okay. Lutefisk Shrine. And a surprise Diggle attack.
Critical hit.
Then cast Suit Up. And re-siphon some ley lines. Yeah, this didn't really lead anywhere, now did it? Okay. So we're definitely managing to skate through the latter parts of the first floor here. That's always good.
Critical
I mean,
hit.
seems like there's still plenty of room for there to be quite a bit of stuff on this floor. I'd expect to level up at least one more time. Oh, what was the voodoo? I got anti-magicked. Now, is this going to prevent this from recasting? No, it did not.
Critical hit.
Did it prevent this? Okay, yeah, it does stop me from being able to use Scatha's roots, though.
Critical hit.
Would it stop me from being able to do this? No, it wouldn't. Yeah, the limitations of the anti-magic field are a little weird. Okay, well, there wasn't very much left. I guess I didn't notice that path. Alright, let's go ahead and get back up there. Oh man, so much backtracking in this episode. Don't ever let me be your navigator, guys. Like, I'm an excellent driver, terrible at navigating. Really, like, I've had the opportunity to literally be a guy that drove and had somebody in the seat next to him with a map all the time. Arctic Vortex. And sometimes I miss that. Also had the opportunity to be, you know, a guy that had somebody with a machine gun on top of the vehicle he was driving. That really solved a lot of traffic jam problems that I wouldn't mind certain days on the interstate with that. Alright. Yep, and we didn't spot this right there. Okay.
Critical hit.
Let's go ahead and try the vortex. How does this work? Okay, so do they keep... Yeah, they keep taking damage after you cast it on them. Okay. So that's pretty cool, not gonna lie. Very neat. Okay. Big on mana consumption, though. I was hoping that was like an area of effect spell, which it apparently is not. But still pretty decent. The ability to do some like long-term damage to some of the guys, especially like if I could combine it with Scatha's roots, I could see that being really good. Maybe get a first row of enemies kind of stuck in the way, and then if I could pick off the stuff behind it, it doesn't seem to like throw a projectile where it would be stopped by anything. Okay, one final look at the map. I don't think there's any other ways to go. Okay. So, next up is going to be down into level 2 of the dungeon. Mistakes. We're missing like 13. Havarti sounds delicious. Alright, we'll go ahead and chomp down on some cheese just so I don't forget, we'll recast that, and we'll recast that. That way we start off on our best footing for the next episode. Hope you guys join me for that, and we'll see if maybe this tankier build doesn't fare a little bit better on the second floor. Alright guys, that's it for me. I will see you next time.